Hey YouTube, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and I am back with another Flash reaction. Yes, we are on season 4, episode 2, which is entitled Mixed Signals. So, we left off last week with Barry returning from the Speed Force. Yay! I saw some people aren't that happy about the fact that it happened so quickly, but honestly, with Grant being the star of the show, it didn't make a lot of sense to have a ton of episodes that would be Grant free. I mean, also, conversely, some people said they would have loved to see Grant in the Speed Force and just kind of, well, not Grant, sorry, Barry in the Speed Force, you know, just seeing what goes on there. But I feel like we're going to get, I don't know for sure, but just kind of an early prediction. I feel like we're going to potentially get little bits and pieces of what Barry went through in the Speed Force as the season goes on that are going to help fill in the gaps for what we're like feeling right now as far as Barry coming back, all of the supposed ramblings that we saw in the last episode when he was in his beautiful mind stage, and then of course how it's going to shape the rest of the season and how it interacts with the thinker. That's where we ended last week, with Barry kind of saying, hey, I'm back. All the weight and darkness and boo-hooey that I've been going through for the first 3 seasons is all gone, and I'm ready to just be happy-go-lucky Barry. But as we saw with Iris's facial expression towards the end there, she's a little worried that maybe this isn't, just like I think most of the audience are, like, you know, really, you know, the last 3 seasons have been all about you crying about your past and all of a sudden you're just okay. We'll see as the season progresses as well whether or not Barry really is over everything or if this is just a big facade. But either way, I'm ready for this episode, so without further ado, let's jump on in. Boop.
It's negotiable.
I'll take it.
Isn't this Harrison's old apartment?
It just let
Well, damn. You going down now. Ooh, Matrix code. Said Kilgore. Okay, were his pupils square? Did I just see that right? Like the PlayStation controller? Aww.
Just take those old records on the shelf. I sit and listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll.
Don't judge me, I'm Canadian. Listen, if Iris loves Barry for nothing else, it should be for the fact that this guy makes bomb breakfast, okay? That's love for me.
Cisco hooked me up with a 1,000 times sped up version of my favorite shows. Oh, Jon Snow died. Oh, he's alive.
Here I was thinking
God
you needed a jump start
reference!
for your loopy brain.
Mr. Allen, 6 months and 5 minutes late. Sorry.
He was on sabbatical.
Thank you again for granting me that extended sabbatical, but I'm back, ready to work.
Yoink.
That shouldn't be. Well, lucky for you, I even wrote you an instruction manual.
Whoa.
Yay! We're not cavemen.
Really good work.
I know.
Iris outfit
I'll look at this
slaying.
later.
Since childhood. You know, we don't need therapy. I mean,
Sure.
we're very Iris, right?
Right. Okay.
Thanks, though. I mean, you know, I don't have anything against it. It's
Mm.
just you're very Iris.
Gotcha. Who you trying to convince there, Iris?
You're lucky you are. So cute.
He is, isn't he?
Amazing.
And the curls are on flake.
You're so right about that cute thing, too.
Okay, we got some nerd rage going on here. Oh, is he gonna take the car apart? We haven't seen this since like season 1. Yep. Ting.
No. Scooch.
Oh, I feel violated.
It looks like an organic virus. I'm really thinking that it could help us.
What is it?
Couples therapy.
Couples therapy.
His face.
You
Not what Barry was thinking.
are we?
No.
No, I mean, if it's what you want to do, then sure, yeah, let's try it.
Great. Because we've got an appointment in 30 minutes. I'll get back.
Good girl.
What? I love therapy.
Oh,
Lies.
have you been before?
Just once when I was a kid, after my mom died.
Oh, your mom.
Uh-oh, the writing.
But I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not okay with it, obviously. I prefer that she was alive. I just meant that I've already dealt with it. So I don't think it's worth writing down.
Too late.
And then I was engaged to someone else.
That's worth a write down. He's actually dead too.
You two have
Wow.
dealt with a lot of trauma.
No, not
Eddie and Ronnie,
you mean a little.
my mom, HR.
Not too much.
Yep.
So, we've been.
Why would you label that?
I gotta go.
You gotta go. He's gotta go.
Yeah. Sorry, this was. Sorry.
You're gonna write down that he ran out of air, aren't you?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Is Barry gonna catch all the shrapnel? What? This is cool. This is so cool.
If we manage to create digital antibodies, then we can shut this guy down. Oh, nice one. Hi. I'm so glad you're here.
It's fine.
Aww.
I get it.
You get it.
Yeah, what's yeah, you have to work, so
Nope.
we'll cancel our date.
It's not okay, Cisco.
I hope it works out.
It's not okay. Caitlin, let him know.
What a cool chick. She took that so well.
No.
No, she didn't.
Thank you.
When a girl says she gets it, what she really means is she doesn't get it at all.
Yep.
You and my friend are in so much trouble.
So much trouble. Bless your heart, though.
Had to fall.
I was trying to be a good fiance. Yeah, but I think most brides would be happy that their future spouse are wedding. That is a good thing.
Oh, Barry.
I mean, I guess.
What does that mean, though, Barry?
Then how could you leave me? You left me, Barry. You just left
Here
me.
it comes.
Standing there alone.
Aww.
How could you do that?
We gotta move fast.
Uh-oh.
Where were you two?
Mom and Dad are fighting.
Cleaners.
Worried about what's going on with Gypsy.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything you said, but I think I figured it out. I think I can't focus on anything because of this whole Gypsy situation. I think I'm just gonna have to.
They're always a step behind. Always.
And if 111 day is important to you, 111.
Bye, Mary. Cisco.
I gotta go.
Thanks.
But it's like he doesn't know that he's a dead man.
Wally, analog suit, let's go.
You put your voice in Barry's suit.
Well, it had to be somebody, and my voice is soothing.
How much tech did you put in this suit?
So much.
I've actually.
Okay, Mo, that's awesome.
You have a collect call.
Guys, help me!
We accept the charges.
The suit's still
Friction mode activated.
That was awesome.
What the hell does he need a rat for?
That was awesome.
How is the thing still intact?
Cisco!
It's the self-destruct sequence.
Really, Cisco?
I'm sorry. Have we not faced an evil version of Barry before? My mistake.
Hell no.
Hell no. Ah, there's so much awesome.
Just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
You need to throw a lightning bolt.
At what?
Yourself.
Yourself.
All right then. You ready to get schmoopy on? Because you know my schmoopy game is real strong.
Get my schmoopy on. Get your schmoopy on. Get your schmoopy on. Get your.
The so-called Kilgore isn't going anywhere. We'll take good care of him.
Okay, my brother. He's a new face to me. Aww. Joe's like,
Did I miss something?
Almost 600 of his works.
I woke up early this morning.
I had time.
Now we find the others.
As he mentioned. Oh. Preview? No, but there's how many squares? Ah, we're done. Man, okay, I gotta go back and count the squares because that was a little seasonal Easter egg here. All right, taking a look, we've got 3 by 4, so 12. Not 3, sorry, 4 by 3. Jeez. Anyways, there are 12 of these, I guess, new metas that were created by our guy, Mr. Thinker here. Or maybe created, we'll find out. But sorry, a little distracted, paying attention once in a while. It happens, don't judge me. So that was episode 2 of season 4, which was called Mixed Signals, and we definitely had a whole lot of signals going on this episode. First and foremost, I gotta say, I like this episode. I laughed a lot. I have not laughed this much in an episode of The Flash probably since like the musical episode. I have to say this is probably one of the funnier ones we've had in a long time. Definitely more reminiscent of what we saw back in season 1, very early season 1, with Barry just being light and airy and funny, and Cisco's quips have never really gone away, but just the banter between him and Barry and just the lighthearted fare of it all, we really have not seen a lot of that since the very early parts of this show. So I loved that right off the bat. It was fun to watch. It was a really fun episode to watch. Like, we had a really good baddie, despite the fact that he was a pretty dark villain and doing some very dark things. We got to have this nice little contrast with the whole team being a lot lighter. But what I also liked, let's just jump into the West Allen stuff, because you know me, I love my West Allen, and I love how my West Allen feels. So first of all, love seeing again Barry and Iris kind of being a little bit on the lighter side of things. We haven't really seen them have like a moment in their relationship thus far that's really been light and fun since like the first couple of dates. Right? And a lot of that just is because that's the nature of Barry Allen, right? We know this. He's the Flash. He's always got to be running around saving people. He doesn't have time, unfortunately, to be as romantic and sweet and lovey-dovey as your average couple. But I'm glad that we're showing that now that they're, you know, they're back together. As far as Barry knows, things are okay as far as global meltdowns. If the Speed Force isn't stable, he can actually just kind of focus on the other things, like catching up on 6 months worth of TV and just, you know, making all the wedding plans that had to be stalled because of his absence. So it's nice to see Barry and Iris getting a chance to really enjoy each other just kind of as best as you can when your fiance is a vigilante. Well, he's not really a vigilante, but you know what I'm saying. I really liked how the show took, you know, the lightness of their relationship, which, like I said, is something we haven't had, and juxtaposed it with them dealing with the fact that even though Barry may be fine and happy-go-lucky with all that's happened so far, Iris is like, you seem to forget that I suffered for 6 months. Like, this was hard on me. You know, this was very hard beyond just missing you. I'm glad that we got to hear her talking about the stuff that we didn't get to see because obviously they got to move the storyline along, but we didn't get to see all the things where Iris had to explain to everybody where Barry went and have to lie about it. Not to mention, like she said, the big thing was it seemed like Barry left without any type of consideration to how it affect Iris. And I know this has been a source of contention in the Flash fandom in the sense of some people are getting mad at Iris because Iris, you know, we've heard Iris say that before, like, you know, he left me, you know, how could you leave me? And this sense of her feeling very upset that Barry didn't discuss it with her. And while it wasn't really her choice to make, obviously the Speed Force kind of made it clear in that last moment that Barry had to come, otherwise everyone was gonna suffer. But it was more what that decision actually, like, really what Iris was upset about was the overall message that it sent. And we saw that throughout this episode, that Barry has to realize that now he's going to be part of a marriage. Right? This is no longer just him being a bachelor getting to do whatever he wants. And he's never been in this serious of a relationship before. So he doesn't get that. And I was just trying to tell him and explain to him that, like, you know, we're going to be in a marriage now. That means we're a partnership. That means while you're definitely still going to do a lot of things on your own, decisions you make, especially major ones, affect me. So you can't just go off and just assume that you can just make a decision and just let me know later. That's not the way a marriage works or any healthy relationship works. By the way, like, oh my God, how much did I love the counseling sessions? Those were awesome. They were so funny, so well done. Like, those were scenes that show me again and remind me, and hopefully other people out there, why Candace was hired. This episode, seeing the way they were interacting with this whole couples counseling thing and how they were bouncing off each other, all of it just showed how simpatico the two of them are when they're on set, and shows that chemistry that we really haven't seen a lot of in previous seasons, just because they haven't really shared a lot of scenes together since basically season 1. So I'm glad we got to harken back to that, and we got to see again that reminder of why these two were hired and why they work so well together, and just how fun they're gonna be to continue watching as the show continues. So that was the West Allen stuff. A+, loved it. Moving on, what else was really good? The Cisco Gypsy stuff. I really like Cisco and Gypsy. I don't really have a ship name for them because it's kind of hard to put those together, like Cisco, like it just doesn't really work. But I really like the fact that Cisco has got a relationship for the first time, really, that isn't with someone who's crazy or just thinking, you know, kind of patronizing to him like Golden Glider was, and isn't, you know, destined to die. For once, he actually has a relationship with someone who's beautiful and smart and intelligent and badass, and who actually really likes him for him. And that's all I ever wanted from a man, Cisco. I love that, you know, Caitlin kind of played the wing woman this episode and was like, Cisco, she's not cool with this. A woman is never okay when she just tells you, no, it's all good, and she leaves like all curt like that, like, my brother, you have a lot to learn about ladies, but hopefully, you know, Caitlin's got your back, and you'll navigate through this. Despite the fact that the new suits improvements were really cool, I thought like all the things that Cisco put into it were really, really cool. With this particular villain of the week, obviously, it turned out to be a huge fail, but really it wasn't a fail, and I really hope, like, you know, we had Iris say at the end, let's have Cisco take all that tech out, but I don't think all of them were a bad idea. Like, they all made sense. Like, that scene near the end was brilliant, where he's going through all of the improvements he made, and how, like, in this particular situation, they're totally bad. But Cisco's like, yeah, but you know, Barry's been evil, and yeah, he runs on water, and yeah, like, you know, he might need to, like, all these things all made sense, and you can totally see Cisco's thinking process at the time when he put him in. But in this particular situation, it turned out to be a bad idea. So I kind of felt bad for poor Cisco, because they weren't bad ideas and all the justifications were actually very valid. It just so happened he didn't think about a meta who would be able to hack the suit. The last little thing I wanted to bring in was, of course, I did a little bit of research on the Thinker, aka, pardon me, Clifford DeVoe, because apparently there were several versions of the Thinker, but if we're going with the Clifford DeVoe version, apparently he is somebody who just kind of became a criminal mastermind for a bunch of small-time villains in the whole DC verse, and he was defeated by the Flash originally. So my guess is he somehow time traveled, and he was originally defeated by the Flash at some point, and he's just trying to figure out a way to get ahead of the game, much like Reverse Flash was in season 1. So that's my prediction so far. Maybe I'm wrong. If I am way off, guys, please go ahead and leave me some comments below. Thank you so much last week, by the way, for telling me who the villain was and giving me a little bit of backstory on him. I really appreciate you guys having my back as a newbie to the whole Flashverse. Overall, love the episode, guys. What did you guys think? Do you think this was a nice kind of change up to the same dark, sad, morose Flash that we've seen before? Or would you prefer it to go back to the way it was, where it was kind of a more serious and dark theme with a little bit of highlights? Please leave your comments below and let me know what you're thinking. You know I love to read them. And if you like this video, please go ahead and click like. And if you want to see more from this geeky little face, please click subscribe. Until next time, see ya.